Hello, I'm Lee Kyung-hee from Charlottesville, Dojang in Virginia, USA. I often hear from Koreans who live in Washington that they enjoy watching STB Sangsaeng Gaebyeok news these days. In addition, they are showing great appreciation for guiding them to know the root history of the Korean people and humanity that they did not know well before while watching the Hwandangogi book concert. As the world is going through the same situation of COVID-19 pandemic, many other diseases occurred in the United States, and in the West, drought-induced water shortages and wildfires broke out. And in the central US, drinking water was polluted by floods, so you often see articles that saying people are lined up for water. Many people around me are worried and stressed out about the uncertain future due to economic and environmental problems. And they are trying to find the answer to that, but they say they can't find the answer anywhere. At this point, STB Sangsaeng Gaebyeok News miraculously conveys the original practice of meditation that guides you to become enlightened and gain immortality, which has 10,000 years of history in the East. I am positive that this way of meditation is now a great hope for all humanity who have been wandering through shadows for all these years. An English interpretation broadcasting is also being aired, so it is being a great help to local people in the US. Thank you once again, STB Sangsaeng Gaebyeok News, and I would like to convey this program to many people as I can. Thank you. We have Miss Kim Kyung-im here with us for today's personal stories of meditation experiences. Hello. Hello, are you having a good day? Today's story is from practitioner Im Sun-young from Incheon Juan Dojang. My daughter has been sick for 17 years since 5th grade, and she could barely attend school, and most of the time she was lying down at home. However, the disease was completely cured by the Taeeulju Mantra. What she had was an intermittent epilepsy caused by the brainwave abnormalities. We took her to the Yonsei Severance Hospital in Seoul since she was young, and the doctor said at the time that the cure may come out in the next 10 years. But even more than 10 years later, no cure has been come out. Then I happened to know Chungsan-do, and I received the tape of the Taeeulju Mantra with Chung Do-sa님's voice from An-chang-ho So-sa님, and I loved listening to it. Since then, I listened to the Taeeulju Mantra tape every day and chanted along the mantra. It was the times when I had my small store in front of the school, and I used to close the store for 2 months down. 2 months a year. And for that 2 months, I barely slept but read and listened to the Taeeulju Mantra for 20 hours a day. Then one day, I turned on the Taeeulju Mantra as usual, and someone called me, Dad. So I looked up and I saw a dark-faced, tall man with ragged clothes on. And I felt that the being was a vengeful spirit, and my daughter's spirit was standing next to her. Her face was glowing, but she was wearing red clothes just like the vengeful spirit. I was so scared because it was my first time to see the vengeful spirit, so I told him not to come in. He didn't come inside, just stood there looking at me for a long time, then disappeared. And 3 days later, I went to the bathroom to wash up in the morning, and the vengeful spirit was sitting there in the bathtub. I was so surprised, but it was my second time seeing him, so I calmed myself down and told him that he should leave now since it has been 17 years of bothering my daughter. I also told him that if he has nowhere to go, he can stay here just for a while. Then a few days later, the vengeful spirit disappeared. He was gone. And a few weeks later, my daughter regained her vitality and she went to the hospital alone and started eating well. Because of the convulsions, she had problems using chopsticks, but now she could pick up the side dishes well by herself. She went to the hospital for a regular checkup and found out that the results of the brainwave and blood tests were all normal. Even the doctor was surprised by the results. And my daughter got married at the age of 29. I experienced the power of the Taeeulju Mantra myself. I am sure that when your family member is sick, if any one of them reads the Taeeulju Mantra to the member with one mind, he or she will definitely get better. I received the greatest blessing in my life. Yes, practitioner Im Seon-young has received a great blessing indeed. It is hard to watch your child being sick, and you want to be sick instead. I'm so happy for her and her daughter that she's completely cured now, and she got married as well. Yes, that's true. Well, for me, whenever my child is sick, it's hard to sleep at night. And I can't imagine what she had gone through for 17 years. I think she may have received the grace of the Taeeulju Mantra for her dedication and sincere heart. There's another surprising meditation experiences from Miss Lim. I will continue them tomorrow. Next, there are YouTube comments. It's from ID Ryun. It says, my mother-in-law had depression for a long time and she couldn't stop drinking. And after about 2 years of watching and practicing the early morning meditation aired at STB, she's not drinking since then. I'm so glad that she seems to have recovered from her depression. Watching at today's experience stories, I'm writing this down because it reminded me the story. Next is ID 정발산. I'm following along the penetrating vessel meditation that's been guided on the program, and I've been hearing from people that my face got much brighter. Most of all, I feel so confident than ever. I've never heard of penetrating the vessel through meditation before, but I'm positive that it's very helpful. The more, the better. Next comment is from ID Hyunsun-hee. As I practiced the meditation of piercing the vessels with the rod of light, my distracted thoughts disappeared and my body and mind became lighter. And I feel that my spiritual eye became awakened. It is very mysterious. And last comment from ID Shin Hyang-suk. I'm doing the meditation of forming the Jeongdan elixir with watching the STB broadcasting every day early in the morning. And the seawater appears at times and also the river is seen. Through these experiences, I'm sure that this meditation is really working and it is the genuine one. Yeah, there are a lot of people who are sharing their personal experiences through YouTube. Thank you today. Thank you for today. Healing, meditation, and enlightenment. STB Sangsaeng Gaebyeok News is the one and only lifeline that can work as a bridge from early heaven to the later heaven. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching.
아침을 여는 신비로운 소리 상진님이 내려주신 치유하는 소리